Okay. Cover your. Okay, dokey. So let's find a comfy seated position, maybe up on a pillow. Some people like to be on a block like this if you want. Just whatever works and helps your spine get long, and whichever foot you naturally put in front. If you're crossing, switch. And now let's just shift from side to side, trying to get your feet nice and grounded. Good. Now feeling your hips and your lower body just sort of sinking downward, and at the same time feel your spine growing upwards. And to help that growing spine feeling, let's just do a few little circles. Almost feel the stirring feeling, and as you stir, almost like a screw, you're just sort of unscrewing and getting taller. Yeah, if you can imagine a screw in wood, it's like it's spiraling upwards. Maybe imagining that your lower body is the piece of wood and your spine is just slowly unspiraling. Now the analogy is not going to work, because as we switch directions, that would make you think that the screw is going into the wood, but still feel the screw lengthening upwards. Feeling your lower belly gently coming in to help support your spine. Wonderful. Now, with this nice long spine, we're going to inhale our arms up. And then exhale, keeping the spine long, but just letting your arms and shoulders just totally melt down on either side. So inhale to reach, maybe looking up. Exhale, just letting those arms and shoulders release. Now the next time your arms are up in the air, let's just grab on to sort of like your forearm and then just gently pull. So just a little bit of a pulsing. So feeling like this whole back swath, you're just gently kind of lengthening, almost feel like you're pulling the skin in a way. Good, and then switching sides, keeping the hip nice and planted. Good, wonderful. Reaching up, big inhale, and then exhale, slowly let those arms come down. So let's just do a few shoulder rolls if that feels okay. Let's bend our elbows to let our bodies twist a bit without our arms being in the way. So the shoulder that's downward, feel it really kind of going down. So we're getting kind of like an upper body twisty, dippy feeling. Wonderful. Now let's pull our elbows back, opening up our chest, and then pressing our arms forward and rounding our back. So let's have our inhale be pulling your elbows back, opening your chest. Exhale, pressing your palms forward, rounding out your back. Good, wonderful. Now let's just shake out our hands. Just let them be totally loosey-goosey. And then just some gentle wrist circles. So starting out small, just letting those shoulders relax, so small. And then if that feels okay, going bigger. Fluttering your fingers a bit. Wonderful. Now bringing your hands together at heart center and just pressing them together so you feel your arms and chest waking up, shoulders pressing down. So let's just keep this gentle pressure going. And as you inhale, feel your lower belly expand. And as you exhale, powerfully pulling it in. So we're starting to kind of get a bit heated up. And then maybe looking down at the floor, maybe closing your eyes. And just feel this powerful breath on the exhale, pulling those stomach muscles in and pressing your palms together. Maybe if you feel like it, thinking about something you're looking forward to accomplishing. Good, wonderful. Opening your eyes, let's come on to your hands and knees, please. And let's start with some cow and cat. So your inhale to arch, exhale, rounding your back. So just with your own pace. Now when you're ready, we're going to warm up the core some more. So you know the one where you, if it feels okay, pressing your hands into the ground, rolling your toes or flipping your toes, engaging your core and lifting your knees up off the floor. If you've got shoulder stuff, do the one where you're on your seat and you're tipping back till you feel your core engaged. So your choice, just doing the one that works for your body. So just heating everything up in the core one way or another. Feeling that stomach, those stomach muscles really pulling in on the exhale. Good. Lowering your knees down and then doing whatever feels good. Maybe letting your hips go side to side, looking over your shoulder. Inhale through center, exhaling one way. Inhaling back, exhaling the other way. And if you're seated, do something that feels nice for your spine. So we're going to do that core thing all over again. So when you're ready, either from seated or hands and knees, engaging your stomach muscles, feeling your spine long wherever you are. On the exhale, really feel the core. Good. Feeling everything heating up. Good. And if you're on your hands and knees, coming on down and starting to do that shoulder thing when you're looking one way and then the other. If you're on your hands or if you're on your seat, just sort of a gentle twisty feeling. Good. Wonderful. So we're going to do that all over again. So whichever your choice is to engage your core, let's go for it again. Feeling the spine long wherever you are. And on the exhale, really feeling the stomach muscles pulling in. So keep going. I'm just going to show whoever's sitting. The next thing you're going to do for the kind of release is straightening out your legs. So when it's time, you're going to straighten out your legs and get your hamstrings stretched out, maybe with your feet coming back and forth. And the folks on your hands and knees, let's make our way into downward dog. So everyone finding a way to stretch out your hamstrings, lengthening one leg and then the other. Wherever you are, trying to feel the spine nice and long. Good, wonderful. Coming back down onto our hands and knees. So now we're just going to do a little bit of a flow feeling. So as you inhale, doing a little bit of cow, and on the exhale, just pushing back into your child's pose. So inhale to come up and arch. Exhale, coming down. Just whatever feels good for your spine. Maybe you just want a long spine on the cow. Maybe you want to arch. Maybe you want to round your back as you come back into child's. Just whatever feels good for your spine. Okay, so we're going to be doing some plank. So let's talk about the options. You can do the option of plank where you're on your hands and your feet. You can do the option where you're on your knees. Or if your shoulder really doesn't love it, you can be on your seat and doing variations of your dead bug. So just going, and even without arms, you can do your dead bug and that'll still get into your core. So choose what's going to work. So if you're doing the plank, holding it there, breathing deep. Feeling like your feet are pressing into the floor. On the exhale, really feel your core engaging. Good. One more nice inhale, and as you exhale, lowering your knees, keeping your elbows close, lowering your chest down to the floor. Then inhale, lifting your chest. Good. Then exhale, lowering down. Let's just do a few of these just to warm up our back. Inhale, lift a little bit. Exhale, coming down. Good. So now we're going to press our feet, the tops of our feet into the floor. Our legs are getting strong. Your arms can be alongside your shoulders or alongside your body. We're going to inhale, engaging the muscles in the back of your body. To let rise up, and then exhale, lowering down. So your choice, which version feels good to you. If your lower back is happy, you might want to try lifting your feet off at the same time. Just don't lift them too high. I don't want like kind of a, a point of the, you know what I mean? I don't know the geometry terms, but I don't want all the force being right here in your lower back. The point of the vortex, I don't know. The apex maybe. So feeling the shoulders pulling down your back, the shoulder blades pulling down. Good. Now let's have a rest. Just having your elbows bent, your head resting on your hands. And let's do some deep breathing where on the inhale, it's like you feel the lower back softening and expanding. Your front body's pressed into the floor. So as your lungs expand, feel that expansion happening through your lower back, trying to soften those muscles. Wonderful. So let's make our way back up onto our hands and knees, and then pressing back into child's pose for a moment, just lengthening out the back. Good. So we're going to do a little bit of a flowy feeling. So let's come back up onto our hands and knees, and we're going to start and plank again. So your version of plank, let's hold this for 3 deep breaths. 1, 2, 3. Good. Lowering your knees, slowly lowering your strong chest down to the floor. Good. Inhale, lifting your heart. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale onto our hands and knees. Exhale, pushing back to child's pose. Inhale to either hands and knees or cow if you like. And then exhale to downward dog. So staying here, 3 breaths. 1, feeling the spine lengthening out. 2, 3, good. Next inhale, coming into your version of plank, holding it here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3, good. Lowering those knees, exhaling to come down to the floor. Inhale, lifting your chest. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale onto our hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Good. Inhale, back up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, downward dog. Holding here for 3 counts. Deep breathing. 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. Let's come back into your version of plank. Holding there, strong core. 1, and 2, and 3. Good. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, dropping your knees, elbows in, lowering your chest down. Inhale, lifting your heart. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, pushing up onto your hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose. Good. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, downward dog. Staying here for 3 counts. 1, 2, and 3. Wonderful. Let's make our way to standing. So maybe walking your feet up, maybe coming into a forward fold and shaking out your head and arms. And then whichever way feels good for your spine, rolling to make your way up. All right. So once you get there, doing just whatever feels good in your body. I feel like some hip circles, but just choose your own adventure. Good, wonderful. So let's just inhale our spine long, and let's exhale, just drop 1 knee, just feeling a really strong core. Holding it here for a balance. Good. Maybe let's circle that ankle if you feel like it. Maybe you fall over, that's all good. So strong stomach muscles to keep this leg up. Good. Now that bent leg, let's just put it back for a moment, just stretching out those hip flexors. Good. While we're here, let's inhale, reaching our arms up for a moment. Just getting that whole front body stretched out. Good. Exhale, letting the arms come down, shaking them out. Wonderful. Let's bring our feet together and do that on the other side. So strong core, long spine, drawing up now the other leg. So it's a balance and a big core thing. Maybe taking that ankle in a circle. Good. Just a different way to do our balance. Hopefully if the supporting knee doesn't like this, then come out of it. Good. Now that bent leg, we're going to send it back. Trying to stretch out the hip flexor. Let's inhale, reaching our arms up to help that whole process. So you're from the quad all the way up. We're getting a big stretch. Good. One more big inhale, stretching everything out. And exhale, letting your arms just come on down. Good. Bringing your feet together, just letting your hips go side to side. Feel kind of like the flank and the hips, everything getting a little bit of a stretch. We're coming into chair next. I always feel this area gets stiff during chair. Good. So shaking everything out. And let's start our chair. So we're going to inhale your spine long. Exhale, strong core, sitting back in your chair. Good. Inhale, coming up. So in your own pace, your exhale brings you back with a nice, strong, pulled in lower belly. Wonderful. So you guys keep going. I'm just going to have a drink of water. Looking good, listening to your knees. If your knees don't love it, we can find other things to do. Good. Now just for fun, let's hold it there, bringing our hands to heart center and try and feel your spine nice and long. Maybe we're going to pulse a bit. So just little pulses. Really feeling your legs heating up. Shoulders are down. Your spine is really, really long. Oh, yay. And then on your next inhale, let's shoot our arms upwards. Good. And then a bit of a side bend on the exhale. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, bending the other way. Good. Wonderful. Next inhale, really reach, and then exhale, let those arms come on down. Hooray. So let's come into warrior two, please. Just feeling your footing, gently getting your knee bent so it's over your ankle. Your feet are really pressing down. Let's inhale our arms up. And let's just do a few gentle flexing our hands and then having our fingers pointing down. So just sort of very easy. I find this feels a little bit intense. So don't go too crazy, just sort of a gentle gliding back and forth. Good, wonderful. Now flipping your front palm to the ceiling. Inhale, reaching up into our sun warrior. I really feel all of a sudden like putting this top arm on my head. And I think that's going to help me open up the tricep and underneath my shoulder here. So if you feel like it, this kind of feels good. Or if you prefer extended arm, go for it. If your shoulder doesn't love it, you can just sort of have it resting where it likes. So find a way to feel a nice opening in your front body. Breathing deep. Wonderful. Then reaching that front arm forward, we're going to extend the back arm overhead. This front arm can be resting on your knee, or some people can, reach down. Some people can touch the floor. All the power to you. Just find the way that works for you and feel that really long stretch from your back leg all the way up your side body to that upper arm. Breathing deep. Then inhale, reaching that arm back up. We're going to bring both feet so they're facing forward. Bring them in a little bit. Let's just do some gentle kind of letting your hips go side to side a bit, whatever feels like a bit of a relief. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to do all that on the other side. So coming in to your warrior, so your feet are really pressing down and away. Forgot to say strong core. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Now this time, if it feels okay, let's roll our shoulders back with our palms facing up and then rolling them forward. So let's have our inhale be the rolling back, looking up. And the exhale be rolling forward, looking down. So legs are strong, but we're trying to feel a looseness in our shoulders, our arms, our upper body. Good. And then just shaking out a little bit and then coming into your warrior two, reaching those arms. Wonderful. So just checking in that your feet are nice and planted. Let's flip our front palm. Inhale, reaching up, back arms, just relax down. Maybe your arms extended. Maybe you're doing this thing with your hand on your head. I just find with my hand on my head, I can really kind of pull out the tricep and underarm a bit more. So do what feels like it's going to be a helpful thing to you today. And breathing deep. Checking in with your legs. Make sure they're really pressing into the floor and activated. Then inhale, reaching that front arm up, putting it somewhere, maybe on your thigh, maybe it's reaching downwards. Strong core and reaching that back arm overhead. Feeling that long line from your back leg all the way up your side body, all the way to that raised arm. Good, wonderful. And then inhale, coming on up, bringing your feet so they're facing forward, walking them in a bit. And just, I think it might feel good to let your hips go side to side and letting one arm and the other kind of dip down. So just whatever feels good. Bringing our feet together a bit more. Let's just do a little bit of twistiness. We haven't done much of that, so just letting your spine be easy, letting the shoulders and arms be floppy. Good. And let's just do a little bit of circling with our hips just while we're here. So it's a bit of a balance, and we're just opening our hips up. Then the other way, or the other side rather, opening the hips outward. Good, wonderful. So let's make our way down onto the floor, please, and whichever way feels good. We're going to come onto our backs. All right. So I vote for starting by hugging in our knees and just rolling from side to side. Oh, yep, feeling everything just getting massaged into the floor. Good, wonderful. So we're gonna keep one leg hugged in, reaching out the other leg, just gently pulling in that bent knee and feeling the other leg, just the quad, totally relax. Good. So this bent knee, let's open it up and do a few hip circles. Trying to feel like you're getting mobility in the hip, but that you're also kind of trying to massage the lower back and the upper hip area. Wonderful. Now hugging the other leg in for a moment. Nice big inhale, then exhale, lengthen out. So you're switching legs. So now you're hugging in the other leg, letting the other quad totally relax. And when you're ready, doing hip circles with this other leg. Good, wonderful. Hugging in both knees again. And now just letting your knees come apart. So you're getting a good stretch in your inner thighs for a moment or two. Maybe taking your ankles in a bit of a circle. Wonderful. Bringing everything back together, bringing your knees back together. And now just to wake up our core again, we're going to have our hands on our thighs, and we're going to be pressing into our thighs as our thighs press into our hands. Now we're not smushing our lower back into the floor. We're going to keep a little bit of the curve. So it's your hips, your pelvis, and your upper back that are really pressing into the floor. You're not squishing your lower back into the floor. So just breathing deep, feeling those stomach muscles engage. Good, wonderful. So keeping this engagement in your stomach, reaching your arms upwards with your palms facing in. So the first option is the leg comes down, tapping your heel, that the hand follows, and then exhale, bring it up. Good, and then inhale the other side, exhale, bringing it back. So this is the first option. Always exhaling as you're bringing everything back. The other option is lengthening out the leg more fully and reaching the other arm overhead. And exhale, bring everything back to home. So just two different versions, just going with whatever your body feels like today. Inhaling to extend one way or another, exhale, coming on in. And this is about your stomach. It's not about your hip flexors or your quads. So on the exhale, really contracting your stomach. Just a few more. Breathing deep. Powerful exhale. So you squeeze in those stomach muscles. Good, wonderful. Bringing your feet back down to the floor, arms swapping open, and let's just do some windshield wipers. Good, wonderful. So now we're going to feel a nice long spine, trying to walk your shoulders further from your hips. So it's your hips and your upper back that are making a good contact with the floor, not your lower back. Squeezing up your pelvic floor, squeezing in your core. Feel like you have like a belt pulling in, like your hip bones are trying to pull together. Hands alongside your hips, palms in, and squeezing those arms in. So it's like you're feeling your lats and underarms getting squeezed in. Staying here if this feels like enough, or inhaling and then exhaling, drawing up your head and up your shoulders. Inhale, coming down. So on that exhale, really feel the contraction in your core. Inhale, keep the core strong to slowly lower you down. Keep going. Wonderful. Having a few windshield wipers. Okay, so now if it feels okay for your shoulders, hands behind your head, or maybe across your chest if that feels better. So engaging your core again. This is our inhale. And as you exhale, we're just lifting one shoulder up, the twist, and inhale, coming back down. Exhale, twisting the other way. Just a different way to get at our core. Nice and slow and controlled. The slower, the better. The exhales when you twist and really contract your stomach muscles like they're kind of folding in, like you got a belt. Good. If your neck is getting upset, take a break and let your head just roll side to side. Actually, everyone, let's finish up and let your head just roll side to side, shaking out your shoulders a bit. Wonderful. Now reaching your arms overhead, lengthening out your legs, letting your back arch as you stretch out your whole body, feeling all those stomach muscles getting a nice stretch. Nice big inhale, then let everything kind of relax down to the floor. Let's come into banana on one side. So just moving your hands and feet one direction until you feel your side body stretching out. Good. Inhale everything back. Go on the other way, please. Just feeling the side body getting a nice stretch. Wonderful. Coming on back, walking up your heels till they're kind of a bit closer than normal to your hips. Hands alongside your hips, palms down, strong core, and then engage your glutes to press your pelvis up towards the ceiling, feeling your whole front body stretching out. Really engaging your glutes powerfully. One more big inhale, then slowly on your exhale, lowering down. Good. Let's hug in our knees for a moment. And then lengthening everything out into Shavasana. Just let things flop. Huge inhale, and then let it go like a horse on the exhale. Closing your eyes, just letting everything be heavy and melting. Nice and slow. Maybe increase your inhale, maybe let your head roll from side to side. Maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, just whatever feels good. And then letting your body move or stretch out and then in its favorite way. And if you have time actually to stay in Shavasana, go for it. If you need to move on with your day, bending your knees and rolling onto whichever side you prefer. And then slowly coming up to seated. Feeling your spine nice and long. Bring your hands together at heart center, just gently pressing them together again. So let's do that thing where you inhale and on the exhale, feel that nice sort of engagement in your chest as you press your hands together and your stomach muscles pulling in. Looking down at the floor or closing your eyes. Coming back to whatever thought you had at the beginning about something you're looking forward to. Namaste.
Namaste.
Stop the recording. Stopping